The glitch. What actually is cancer? The city of cells. Imagine the human body not just as a machine, but as a hyper-regulated, bustling metropolis. To keep this massive city running smoothly, it requires a staggering workforce. Every single day, your body produces billions of new cells just to replace the old, damaged, or worn-out ones. This isn't chaos. It is a highly controlled, flawlessly orchestrated symphony. To maintain order, the city relies on a strict set of laws. Inside the nucleus of every single cell, there is a DNA blueprint. You can think of this DNA as the ultimate instruction manual that tells the cell exactly how to behave. The genes inside this manual act like switches, giving the cell specific, non-negotiable orders. They tell the cell when it is the right time to grow, when to divide, and how to work. But most importantly, this manual tells the cell when to die. In a healthy body, normal cells follow these instructions perfectly. When they get too old, or when they become damaged, they obey a built-in self-destruct code. They essentially sacrifice themselves for the greater good of the body in a process known as programmed cell death, or apoptosis. Once they die off, brand new, healthy cells step in to take their place. This is the biological law of the land. But what happens when a citizen decides to break the law? The glitch. Every cancer on Earth starts with a mistake deep inside the nucleus of a single cell. As our cells constantly divide to make exact copies of themselves, random errors can happen. Sometimes, this is just a statistical streak of bad luck. Other times, the instruction manual gets physically damaged by environmental threats like the chemicals in tobacco smoke or ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Usually, the body recognizes when cells are damaged or behaving abnormally. It sends out chemical signals telling them to stop growing or to initiate that self-destruct sequence. But sometimes, the system breaks down. Sometimes, the cell's self-destruct code itself malfunctions, and the cell turns a deaf ear to the body's commands to cease and desist. This is the glitch. A gene has mutated, and the instructions in its DNA have become completely mixed up. The rogue citizen. At its most basic level, cancer is what happens when your normal cells stop following the rules that keep you healthy. This newly mutated cell becomes a rogue citizen. It completely ignores the signals from neighboring cells that normally tell it to stop growing. Instead of acting like a good cellular citizen, it disables its own suicide programs and continues living when it absolutely should have died. And then, it hits the gas pedal. The mutated cell begins dividing and multiplying out of control. One defective cell divides into two identical defective cells, then two become four become eight, and so on. The cells bypass the normal limits of division and create endless copies of themselves. But these new cells are essentially useless. Unlike a normal lung cell that performs the vital task of exchanging oxygen, these mutated cells are immature and don't carry out the specific jobs they were meant to do. All they do is crowd out your normal cells. Eventually, they clump together to form a lump or a mass of abnormal cells called a tumor. This is the very definition of the disease. Cancer happens when normal cells become cancerous cells that multiply and spread. The silent war now. You might be thinking, if this glitch is happening, shouldn't the body notice? If a rogue cell starts breaking all the rules, where are the internal police? The truth is, they are there. Your body normally eliminates cells with damaged DNA long before they ever turn cancerous. You have an incredibly complex military force called the immune system, designed specifically to protect you from disease. Your immune system normally detects, attacks, and eliminates these abnormal or damaged cells. So, if our internal military is so powerful and so effective at killing these glitches, how does cancer ever survive long enough to become deadly? If the body's defenders are actively hunting it, how does a tumor manage to grow right under their noses? It survives because cancer cells do something absolutely terrifying. They learn to hide. In the next video, we are going to look at the brilliant, chilling camouflage trick cancer uses to evade detection. We will uncover how it completely blindfolds your immune system and even tricks your body's most elite defenders into protecting the tumor instead of destroying it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification.